Welcome to Hemp Sisters Nation, where you don't need a reservation. I said, Mama, hello, stand with open arms. Here to warn you with the one more time. Yeah, one more time, baby. Welcome to the nation. I said, welcome.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Hempy Hour. I am one of your hosts, Gina Mama Epps, with my very favorite person.
You're my favorite person on the planet, universe, and most likely in this lifetime and others. Yes. Lolo.
Here she is.
Hi.
Together, we are your favorite Hemp Sisters over at the Hemp Sisters Nation. And you know what? Last week we had a lot of fun. And I mean a lot of fun.
Oh my God, we had so much fun.
And we were nervous that we almost had too much fun. And like, how receptive would everyone be to all our fun? And you know what? It was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
It was pretty fantastic. So much so that I had like a childhood friend reach out who watched our entire episode and thanked us for being honest and talking about things that not everybody is ready to talk about.
Right.
I think that's important.
Like, we have positions, and whether they're right or wrong or how people are going to interpret it, the conversations should be happening. That's basically it. Eugenia mentioned our Lapis episode, like, it's not a cancel thing. Like, you have an opinion, and unless you're outrageous and disrespectful and intentionally wanting to dehumanize another human being or hurt another person, it's okay to talk about things that you don't agree with, or you don't understand, or you're trying to understand, or you're trying to instill.
Not only is it okay, it's important. Like, it's crucial to coming together and everybody getting along. Like, the powers that be are working harder than ever to divide us, and we're feeding right into it.
Yeah,
we're dividing ourselves
in so many ways.
Oh my gosh, what black, white, tall, short, mask, no mask, vaccine, no vaccine. Like, it's ridiculous. We're all human. We're all on this planet together. We're all one. Why act like it? It doesn't matter if you're right or you're left or you're in the middle or where the fuck you stand on anything. If you give a shit about the very little freedom and the amount of rights that we have left, this is a worldwide event that's starting with or without you this week. You know what I mean? So I put up a poll. Now, my last poll got 80,000 views. This one has gotten 3,000 because we'll get shadow banned for even have the balls to say anything. But you know what? It sparked some conversation. So the handful of people that saw it,
hope for.
And there's a lot of freedom and yeah, let's fucking go and let's do this. And then there was like, oh my God, how dare you have the nerve to question authority and not just put on your mask and get injected and not give a shit and stay in your home. And
the most interesting thing, because I didn't know you were putting that up, and when
we didn't talk about it at all. That was the best part.
So I love seeing these things, because the most interesting part of the commentary that was happening there was, Gina, you didn't put like, let's stand up against vaccine. You were not specific in like what that meant.
Will you fight for your rights?
Will you fight for your rights? Regardless, is that your right to speak? What, you weren't specific.
Any of that.
And you just see what is sitting on the heads of people in their responses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and how passionate it was, like what they're actually afraid of, what they're actually ready to like pull trigger and shoot out a commentary about. And it was not everybody was the same. Right. Some people went out and said something about vaccines, some people talked about masks, some people talked whatever, you know what I mean? But it was very interesting to see like what's at the heart of the heart, and when they read your words, what issue triggered.
Yes, well, that's perfect. So trigger. And that was not my intent at all. Like,
right.
We have how many millions of people that have died, men and women that have died to try and give us a shred of what we were taught we deserve, and that we have a birthright to, and that's freedom. That's living your life.
Yeah.
Under your own will, your own free will, and putting in your body what you want in your body. And
power to it. Mandates, yeah.
Oh, mandates.
Well, you put up a post today about Ice Cube, right?
I did. Another post that's going to get me into some shit on LinkedIn. So I was like, so money doesn't buy everything, not everybody is for sale. Ice Cube, again, he's probably on the left, I would imagine, at least liberal, but probably Democratic. But you know what I mean?
Right.
They offered him $9 million to make a movie with a mandated vaccine ordinance, and he told him to fuck off because there's no way he was getting vaccinated because someone told him to.
Right.
And I'm proud of him. Like that makes me feel good as an American, as a human, as a person, that not everybody is for sale. And again, I know there's this debate of the average person who's being threatened about losing their job and they can't take care of their family, and the single moms and this and that. And there's a million avenues to this and a million different ways of viewing this, and everybody's in a different boat. I get that. But when you have celebrities, people in the eye view, people with millions of followers online, people that have influence, when the average everyday person sees them, people that live for money, turn down money, it says something. And it's unfortunate that it takes someone like Ice Cube to be like, no, you can't buy me. But that's going to affect people. Nicki Minaj comes out and makes a comment, the whole fucking world loses their mind. She didn't tell anyone not to get vaccinated. She said, do your research, do what's best for you, say a prayer. See, you know what I mean? That was her advice. Figure it out and wear a mask. People wanted to fucking hang her or burn her at the stake. Yeah. For what? Bringing up a conversation that, you can't possibly open your mind to the other end of this because you're so snowed and your viewpoint is so skewed that there's no way there's another end to this.
Right.
I mean, I don't care what side you're on. There's always more information. That's always
the biggest bite in the ass. Like I've always really played devil's advocate when it came to that
for sure
stuff. Like and trust me, I have. And being so involved, people that are just so don't ever vaccinate. I mean, we're tied at the hip. You know what I mean? I have a very not different. You do. It is different view of it,
definitely,
and how I view vaccines and what their use is and what their use should be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I completely and wholeheartedly just stand with the whole like, do what you want.
Right.
And you stand there too. But at the end of all of that argument is a person making their own decision.
An informed decision, preferably informed. What you're doing, how potentially how it could affect your body, the risks that are involved in potentially taking this medicine or injection or whatever it may be. If you don't have a list of ingredients, if you don't have informed consent, and if you don't know what could or couldn't happen, how do you make an informed choice? And that's where I'll get messed up. Like, how do I make an informed decision? I live for informed decisions. My brain only works on reality. Like that's how I'm wired. If it doesn't make sense, it's not happening, period. And I'll question it till I blow your fucking brain out of your head. I'll drive you insane. Because there's no way. Like there's no way. Yeah, it is. 100%.
But it's necessary. It's a mindset, that a personality type that we have to have in society. Otherwise, just flip on the on button in the morning, robots, and go to work and do your thing and wait for somebody to give you your instructions. Some people can live like that though too. There's 100%. Personalities that actually need that. That is the structure. That is the foundation. And I don't even want to knock them. That's how they're fucking built.
Again, we're at the point where it's hard to make informed decisions. So then one of the comments, I was able to see the comments before it was taken down, was like, what's it like to live in a constant state of fear? Like talking to me, and I'm like,
I'm not afraid.
Right, like that's not fear. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's a misconception. Like, you're not afraid that they're poisoning our water, poisoning our food, poisoning our air. You're trying to be on the defense. You want to be aware. You want to know what's happening, how you can combat that, what you can do to detox your own body, because you can't fight it all. You're fucking alive. You're breathing. You can't fight everything they're throwing at us. But for you to sit there and feel like you need to put me down for maybe doing too much, that you think I'm doing too much by not blindly believing everything I fucking hear and see, and not eating everything that's boxed and canned. You know what I mean? But I feel the same way about you. Like take 5 minutes and read those labels, look into that ingredient, see what high fructose corn syrup is going to do to you and your baby. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm the asshole for that.
You're what people don't want to deal with.
Yeah, 100%.
So we are constantly projecting our fears and our views on people without even really knowing we're doing it. That person says, like, what does it feel like to be in fear all day? Because that person lives in fear all day. in a different way, not on that particular subject, but they've analyzed you as a person that's got too much going on, and that's their reaction in life. They got too much going on, they're fearing everything.
I mean, I didn't stop eating today because Alex Jones came out and said they're going to spray nanotechnology on our food. I 100% believe that's going to fucking happen. If it's not already happening.
What are they spraying?
The graphene. Because not enough people are taking the vaccine, or they don't have as many people as they want, and they're going to find ways to get this in our fucking body. I believe that. Do you have that TikTok you sent me?
I do.
There's a homeschool TikTok that literally sums it up. So if you're on the fence about homeschooling, shoot us a message.
Let me turn this up a little bit just in case. I'm not sure how the share screen works, but we'll do it this way.
Yeah, this one was awesome.
All right, let's see. Where's your face, girl? Hold on.
I'm sorry, I just hallucinated. What?
Do one more in case it gets over. A homeschool day can be done in a couple of hours, and your kids can do a lot of their work on their own if they want.
I'm sorry, I just hallucinated.
Yes.
What?
And our children are 8, and we can confirm that as the God's honest truth.
It's really true.
Could have confirmed that last year and probably the year before. So good. And
no,
it's awesome.
It is. And as far as socialization, at that thing that we were playing, they had they were showing in the comments, people are really interested, what about the socialization? What about the socialization?
Right.
And she was really smart. She came back and she's like, what do you consider socialization?
If you put in your head that it's negative, it's negative.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up with, because homeschooling wasn't really a popular thing.
Oh, it didn't exist.
It was
you were
the creepy fucking kid that, whose parents were way religious or whatever it is. But it's just not that. It's just not that. And the one more fact I want to say, as far as kids going into college and stuff, I'm not a college student. Gina has been.
Lucky.
But again, homeschool, these particular studies will tell you that if you have a child that's homeschooled, by the time they are ready for college, they have higher enrollment rates and they have higher graduation rates than 100%. Their public or private school peers. And I think that has a lot to say with it, is because by the time they get to that stage, that's when they're ready for that kind of experience.
Right.
To be integrated with peers and have this whole other set of unique skills to bring to the table,
And if you're someone that's involved in things outside school, sports, art, music, martial arts, whatever it may be, that stuff still exists. Just because you're in homeschool doesn't mean you're not allowed to participate in those things. You 100% are.
No, it's so much easier, and it is hard. It's, when you have to work, but that thing was just saying on TikTok, it's true. We send our kids off to school for 8 hours a day.
Oh, what the fuck they're doing.
This is again another thing, school is supposed to be an extension of what you're teaching at home, because they have so much time with your children. Homeschooling, we're lucky if it hits a 4-hour mark in any given day.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, that's if you really went to a full schedule, there's certain subjects that we have to do, to keep them compliant, I guess, with being homeschooled. But we don't have the distractions that you'd have as a teacher in a classroom. They get through the lessons.
There's not 30 other kids, right?
They get through the lessons, they understand the lessons, and then we go on with our lives, Yeah. If you can do it.
I mean, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're doing laundry, they're baking, things that would never in a million years happen in school anymore.
Yeah.
That barely happened when we went to school, and we're in our 40s. Everything that you actually needed in real life is gone.
Yeah.
Jax helps me pay the bills. We go through bills together so we can learn that. We go through his savings account and his checking we just talking about it, just how it's saving and what that means. And I would have killed for that information. I'd be a completely different person 40 years ago if we would have known this.
I think I had one class sophomore year about balancing a checkbook.
And I never got that. Come on. School is you are there so they get money, and you pass the test so they get more money, and then you wear a mask so they get more money, and then you push vaccines so they get more money. And if you don't fucking believe me, I taught for 15 years outside of Chicago. You're seeing all the viral videos now. Everything I warned Lo about is happening in front of our very fucking eyes. Everything I told you that. I would go as far as to say you didn't believe some of the shit I told you.
Oh, no.
100%.
It seems so
dramatic. It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real.
It's you're in a very specific headspace. You are a good citizen, for the most, whatever. I mean, you're in this thing. You just can't. I am consistently still to this day not able to wrap my mind around some things I read or learn or explore. Like I physically, mentally can't even comprehend how they are in existence, how they work, how the machine turns. Like it's so devious and manipulative.
And I lived it so that there was no denying it.
I don't got those kind of,
right.
You know, in that way, like it's
too much. It's hard to even wrap your mind. I mean, the stories I would tell you back in the day, like the shit's, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to fucking believe this. Like, no, you learn nothing, nothing. And it doesn't matter if you can read or write, you're moving the fuck on because there's no child left behind. And doesn't that sound nice? No child left behind. Sounds like you give a fuck. There are 0 fucks given. It doesn't matter if you can read, if you can write, if you can see, if you can finish an addition or subtraction problem at 16, none of it matters. None of it matters. Were you in school? Was your ass in a chair? Did we get our money for the day? And are you there for the state testing? The end. The end. And if you don't believe that, take a day and go to a public school and watch your children. Take a day. Because you're not going to be allowed in because they don't want you to see that shit.
Unfortunately, you can't get
Have your kids recorded. Send it to you.
Not everybody can't stay home with their kid. You know
and even if you believe that this vaccine is what they say it is, that's fine. And you believe you should have it, and you believe your children should have it, and you whatever you believe, your family, etc., your neighbor. At what point is a mandate? Is someone forcing you to do something not okay? And that's where I'm really having a hard time with all these people that are okay. Not only are they okay with mandates, they love them, they want more of them, they want people like you and me to fucking die. Like, you're so concerned about safety, you want people that are unvaccinated to die of COVID? What the fuck am I hearing?
And it's because of this one little piece of information that's out there. And it's that whole, because you're not doing it, you put me at risk thing.
Right. And they're shoving
if
that
that wasn't here, would we be having the conversation of like this?
Right.
You know what I mean? So who's giving you that tidbit of information? Who's making it something to argue about? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even entertain in the sarcastic conversations about it because they're funny, you know, like the sunblock, like,
sure,
I'm gonna get skin cancer because you're not wearing your sunblock,
right.
Whatever. Like,
my allergies are killing me. You won't take your Benadryl.
Right. So you could really go a lot of ways. A lot of it don't make any medical sense, obviously, but they're just more
like this doesn't make much medical sense. Go on.
But I mean, it's, you know, like, just to kind of like George Carlin your way out of the tragedy of all of this, you know. But I mean, again, like you know, you say that, it's like we're not even arguing with you about you doing that. Take what you want. You know what I mean? You know.
Isn't that the George Carlin's joke? Like, what's the scariest thing you could ever hear? Like, we're the government. We're here to help you.
We're here to help you.
Ah!
You know, eat your pudding, you know, eat your meat, whatever. And let us not eat ours, I guess. You know, I mean, what is the harm? Again, it's that one piece of thing saying, well, you didn't vaccinate your kids, so you're putting me. I mean, it's just this whole trickle thing.
Crazy. Or the ones that are like, you should all be on an island by yourself. Yes, the fuck.
I would know.
Yes, the fuck we should.
I would love
Everyone unvaccinated and our children should all be on an island. Yes, I agree. And we should all cook our own food, and we should grow our food, and we should have our own animals, and we should fish together, and we should have a community garden.
We would literally throw the computer away in a heartbeat.
Oh my, I would never be, you'd never see me again.
Love you, Hemp Sisters Nation, but you know what I mean?
Got to go.
Yeah, live long, prosper, you know.
No, guys, it's the point where it's quality of life. At what point is your quality of life more important than the bullshit? And I think a lot of people are at a crossroads. And it's easier for Lo and I to stay firm. We work from home, and you know, we have different paths than some people, but I've given up my path before. I taught for 15 years and gave it up like that. So I know you can do it. I know people can do it.
I had a career in hospitality. That was my lifeline.
Right.
I lost, you know, I walked out of that job. Again, I didn't have anything else. I didn't have a nest egg. I wasn't loaded.
Right.
You know, I had $3,000, you know, and I threw it in a, you know, us doing our own thing when I left. You know, goodbye husband, goodbye home, goodbye everything. And I'm still on that path. You know what I mean? I have, you know, I have to live, so I have other things I have to do. But I want to make decisions that, you know, align with, you know, the end game.
Right.
I'm not in a situation where I don't have enough fight in me to, like, you know, I don't got to go work at McDonald's tomorrow and throw my daughter back into school. You know, if it became a reality for me, it'd be a reality for me. I'm not an idiot. I want her to suffer. I want her to be fed, you know, but while there's things to try and things to do, it's, you know, this is how you survive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And don't be afraid of the fighting part of it. Things are not easy. They're never easy.
No, don't be afraid to fight.
I
And don't
know,
be
don't
afraid
be
what
afraid.
other people are going to say. People are always going to be shitty. There's always going to be
Yeah.
someone that has a negative opinion and a negative comment and
Why
tell
do
you
you care?
all about yourself.
Why do you care, right?
Doesn't matter. No, it really doesn't matter. We've all been there. It doesn't matter.
We're there. We're there now. all day
we're there.
long.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. It's just
No.
you have what's important. You know, is that going to stop you from taking care of yourself, from taking care of your family?
Right.
What is it going to do to you? You know, don't let it.
No, I think we all have decisions. We all have big decisions, and we have to decide what's best for us and our loved ones and our families, and stick to our guns, you know, and mass non-compliance.
It's really not much of an ask, really.
No.
You know,
Mass
right?
non-compliance.
Yeah, because we're not really all going to live forever.
No, it's that easy.
It
And I
really
know
is.
it's not easy for everybody. That's hard for some people. It comes naturally for me, and it comes naturally for Lo a lot of the times. You know, probably more so for me, but it comes very natural. Like,
No, right? Because I've seen, well, you know, real quick, just to
Yeah.
begin, devil's advocate. I've
Yeah.
seen, you know, I've had real life causes of non-compliance,
mhm,
going against something, doing something bad against society. Like I know sometimes where that could bring you. I have experience on doing bad things
Sure.
for no good reason whatsoever. And, you know, and then there's things that I like, you know, rebel against that are for good, the
Right.
greater good. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you definitely more than I in that regard.
well, I don't even know how to explain it. And a lot of it's just my personality.
Maybe your
Like, because I
personality.
taught for 15 years, and for
Yeah.
all 15 years, I fought with people. I mean, fought. The administration meeting, like, you're not going to just tell me some bullshit and it's just going to fly because you told me some bullshit and it came out of your lips. So it's gospel.
Sometimes
not how it
because you're the
works.
person that presented it like that, you'll fight very hard.
Oh,
against it,
100%.
just
Oh,
because
you're
of
my
that.
boss. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like 100%. But there's stuff that I firmly believe. And now you're talking to me about sports and athletics and health and lifestyle. And I live and breathe that shit. Bring it on.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
right.
You know, and then next thing you know, I don't have a teaching career anymore because I believed in that plan. But anyway,
But
you stick to
Okay.
your guns. You believe something, you
and
believe it.
what happened? You took a risk. This all happened. It's not like you just found another school to go work at and just
Nope.
reassemble.
Nope.
You said, okay, I'm going to keep hitting this. And
Right.
you turned that into a network of close to 100,000 people.
Right.
You involved yourself, like you built a community and structure. You changed. I've watched you physically change people's lives,
Thank you.
save their kids, save their spouses, give them information, and they're still here today because of it. Like,
100%.
okay,
100%.
so
Thank you.
guess what? You know, somebody that wants to have $1 million in the bank might not think it's an achievement.
Right.
Good for you,
Right.
you know?
But that same person with millions of dollars in the bank out of Southern California is going to call me when their skin cancer flares up.
Yeah,
But they're not going to want me to tell anyone who they are. So
right. Shh, you know you are.
we're not afraid to talk about shit, as you can tell.
Not anymore, man.
No, it's
we
enough.
had some reserve.
This year specifically, yeah, but
because-
specifically me, a good 6 months where I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck to do because of this network on LinkedIn, and how do I be myself and still be professional and still talk about what I want, but you know, not lose what? Let's just stop right there. You know?
No, it's a Hail Mary pass for humanity, right?
Right.
Who's going to do what? It's been a wonderful, I told you the other day, it's like a wonderful social experiment to see this
Oh, it
play out. I mean,
is.
it's just,
Because you'll lose a handful, but you're gaining some like-minded fucking people.
yeah, like
Speed of
it's,
light.
you know, and this is that whole thing of like, just when you conform to like a structure of something, and then there's that widget, that wrench that gets thrown in it, and you
Yeah.
see how freeing that is.
And how
for
do we
other
say
people.
be unapologetically you for not doing it ourselves? What a bunch of hypocritical
Yeah,
assholes
like
we'd
it,
be.
right. You know,
can't do
we're
that.
already assholes. We're gonna do the
We
hypocritical
can't
part.
be both hypocritical and assholey.
Lovingly,
Anyway, so whether you are watching us,
stay safe.
one love.
One love.
What's happening? Welcome to the nation. I said, welcome to the nation.